All right, let's watch. Elon Musk is an idiot from friend of the show, Adam Conover.
Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Bankman-Fried. For years, we've all been told that these tech titans are literal geniuses, visionary thinkers who earned their power through sheer intellect. But after what we've seen over the past few months, I think we finally need to admit, once and for all, that these people are fucking idiots. And they have been the entire time. I mean, just look at what's happening. Self-proclaimed real-life Iron Man Elon Musk just went billions into debt to buy his favorite bird website, then fired everyone and announced his new toy was about to go bankrupt. Boy Emperor Mark Zuckerberg just laid off 11,000 people. At the same time, he's wasting $36 billion on a metaverse no one wants to use. And 30-year-old crypto billionaire in shorts, Sam Bankman-Fried, turned out to be nothing but a massive fraud when his crypto exchange, FTX, evaporated into thin air along with billions in regular people's money. Now, I hesitate to call anyone stupid. As an esteemed public intellectual, name-calling is beneath me, but these people are the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. And that's bad because they literally run vast swaths of our economy. And when we buy into their bullshit, we enable them to fuck us over time and time again. And it has to stop now. Okay, before we get really into it, I want to thank all my supporters on Patreon for making this video possible. If you'd like to join them, head to patreon.com/Adam Conover. Okay, off to the races. Let's start with the richest and stupidest man in the world, Elon Musk. For decades, journalists, biographers, and fanboys have described Elon as a super genius who's propelling us into the next century. But his purchase of Twitter proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Elon is a fucking dumbass. Dude bought himself a $44 billion toy and broke it on the first day. Why? Because he doesn't understand a goddamn thing about it. See, in order to buy Twitter, Elon took out more loans than a Florida homeowner in 2007. The company is now on the hook for $1.5 billion a year in interest payments alone. And since Twitter was already unprofitable to begin with, that means that Elon needs a ton of revenue right the fuck now. So he decides, hey, people love those blue check marks, let's make them pay for them. And this is simply staggeringly stupid. I mean, okay, he's right. Speaking as a member of the digital elite, we love our blue checks. I got mine in 2013 when I was on the failed reboot of VH1's Best Week Ever, and I've treasured it ever since. Oh, look at that guy. He hasn't even ruined anything yet. By putting the blue check up for sale, Musk destroyed its entire purpose and lost himself billions in revenue. See, the point of the blue check mark is that it allows everyone to tell at a glance which accounts are run by the actual person or organization they represent. But not anymore. The day the new verified badge launched, Twitter was deluged with verified tweets from George Bush bragging about killing Iraqis, Super Mario giving the finger, and drug company Eli Lilly announcing that insulin was now free. Now, all three of those are genuinely hilarious, but the last one actually caused Eli Lilly's stock price to plummet by 10%, losing them billions in market cap. Which, again, is hilarious, because fuck Eli Lilly, insulin should be free. But as a result, they canceled millions in advertising dollars they were going to spend on Twitter, as did countless other brands. Twitter has spent the last 15 years painstakingly building credibility and trust with brands so that they felt comfortable enough to, advertise on a service known to most of us as a cesspool of nonsense and hate. And Elon just burned it all down with one of his dumbass flamethrowers for $8 measly bucks. But hey, maybe he can make it up with all of that sweet subscription revenue. Well, let's see. According to the New York Times, about 140,000 accounts signed up for Twitter Blue in the days after launch. So at $8 per account, that means the verification system brought in a little over $1 million in revenue. Use that to pay down the $1.5 billion Elon owes this year, and that leaves, $1.5 billion. Elon would need 187 million people to sign up for Twitter Blue just to pay back his lenders, and he's currently 0.07% of the way there. Good luck, bud. Hope that was worth destroying your company's sole source of revenue. On top of being terrible at math, Elon also fucking sucks at the one thing he's supposed to be good at, running a company. When Elon bought Twitter, he immediately fired half its employees, then realized he needed some of them to, run the website, so he begged them to come back like a desperate ex-boyfriend who thought he could do better. Elon treated people so poorly that the executives in charge of trust and safety, privacy, information security, and regulatory compliance all quit. Whoa, that might be a problem since Twitter is currently under an FTC consent decree that requires them to strictly follow privacy regulations when they do things like, say, I don't know, publish a new paid verification service. You know, I'm not a legal guy, but let me just check what the penalty is for violating that consent decree. Oh, says here it's billions of dollars in fines and potential jail time. Good luck with the feds, champ. So why is Elon Musk fucking this up so badly? Simple. His carefully crafted public image as a genius innovator has been a con from the very start. Elon didn't found Tesla. He used the money he got from co-founding PayPal, you know, the payment service that sucks, to buy a stake in Tesla. Then he kicked out the original co-founder, Martin Eberhard, and stole Martin's title, not to mention his car. SpaceX does some cool shit, but they're a government space contractor that makes their money suckling at Uncle Sam's teat. And face it, Elon didn't design those rockets, he just brags about it on Twitter. And finally, there's Hyperloop and the Boring Company. Remember how Elon claimed he invented a new system of transportation that was supposed to end traffic forever? Well, that turned into a 2-mile tunnel in Las Vegas where a Tesla drives you at 30 miles an hour. Yeah, it's pretty slow, but you know, it could be useful if you're too drunk to stumble from the Bellagio to the Circus, I guess. Elon is good, no, great, at exactly 3 things: trolling, causing chaos, and telling everyone he's a genius. And he does all those things on Twitter, which seems to be the only reason he bought it. But you know what? If you're addicted to gambling, you probably shouldn't buy the horse track. And now that Elon runs Twitter, he's running it straight into the ground. The site's become dangerously unstable, and it's already ceased functioning in countries around the world. And I do need to point out that as much as we all hate being on Twitter, it is important as a means of communication. It's a vital link to the outside world for people living under repressive regimes. It's a professional network that millions use to find work. And it's how we figure out if that shaking was actually an earthquake or not. When Twitter collapses, it's...
That is the most LA-centric, California-centric fucking take I've ever seen. Like, I could pinpoint your zip code from that fucking take, okay? That it literally, the website is most commonly used for people in California to go, earthquake, question mark?
It's going to be an undeniable loss. Oh, Musk is going to be fine. He'll still be a billionaire. But millions of people around the world could soon have their voices silenced just because this dumbass wanted to swing his dick around. Speaking of dumbasses, Mark Zuckerberg. For most of my adult life, he's been described as a brilliant prodigy. Mark created a social network that exploits the data of billions of people and built it into an impregnable super monopoly with billions of users. But in recent years, Facebook has fallen on hard times. Mark's been hauled before lawmakers to explain why he stole customer data and undermined democracies around the world. Apple has blown a giant hole in Facebook's profits by allowing users to opt out of having their data stolen. And most importantly, TikTok has been kicking Mark's pasty ass. As a result, Facebook has lost 60% of its value in the past year. So, in a desperate move to prop up his share price, Mark made up some stupid sci-fi bullshit. He renamed the company Meta and has so far spent $36 billion building a new digital world he calls the
F-35 corporate VR edition.
Metaverse, where you can do something, it's not really clear. Play cards with a robot, I guess. Mark's pitch, though, is that in the future, we're all going to work, live, and play in the metaverse, and Facebook will dominate it, so therefore, you need to invest all your money in Facebook right now. Now, first of all, that sounds like a dystopian nightmare that we should stop at all costs, but don't worry, it's all bullshit. That video was faked on...
It's wild that he spent $36 billion to make a shittier version of VR chat where you can't have e-sex. Okay? Like, that's crazy. If he truly was a visionary billionaire entrepreneur, he would have fucking figured out the machine that does sucking simultaneously and improved VR chat.
on a green screen. The metaverse Mark's actually building sucks ass. I mean, this shit looks like The Sims for PlayStation 2. It is so rudimentary that the big feature they're excited about is, get ready for it, adding legs. Wow, that ought to boost the share price. And once he adds taints and buttholes, there's no stopping him. Oh, wait, never mind. Turns out the legs video was fake too. Mark ain't got no legs. Just as an aside, why the hell did they make Mark the face of this shit? I mean, they have so much money. They could have hired Samuel L. Jackson, or Spider-Man, or a hologram of Betty White. Whose fantasy?
They actually hired Jordan Peele. And a bunch of other celebrities. But I guess as a consequence of the platform fucking falling apart, nobody really saw it, but I remember. I'm always watching, motherfucker. I'm always watching. I saw what you did. I saw what you did, Jordan Peele. Get the bag, though. It's okay.
Of the future is to hang out with Mark Zuckerberg. The dude is a robot frat boy programmed to simulate humanity.
Smoking meat, smoking these meats. I'm making meats now.
I'm sure you are, buddy. And soon you'll learn how to eat them, too.
The ribs and the brisket need to be eaten.
Unsurprisingly, Mark's jank-ass metaverse is emptier than his childhood birthday parties. So few people are using Horizon Worlds that Mark had to literally order his own employees to use it more. Okay, so how is it possible to spend $36 billion on a product that you are relying on to save your company and have it be so bad even the people who built it don't want to use it? Well, turns out it's pretty easy if you're a fraud who's never invented anything in your goddamn life. Let's be clear. Despite his reputation as an innovator, Zuckerberg has actually bought or stolen every piece of his empire. When Instagram and WhatsApp started growing fast enough to threaten Facebook's monopoly, he bought them out. When Snapchat refused to sell, he stole its best feature, the story. Oh, and let's not forget that the entire empire was built on our stolen data. Zuckerberg's not a genius. He's a guy who got lucky one time, then used his money to rob and steal his way to the top. But you know what? Suddenly,
the most consistent story. Well, even Facebook was just a hot or not website, remember? It was a website that was hot or not that he like reframed into fucking MySpace. Smash or pass website that he reframed into MySpace. Right place, right time. A couple components that popped off were good. And then basically after that, it's like you put a boatload of money into it because everyone was looking for the next like billionaire, next unicorn. Explodes in popularity, and then from that point on, once you reach a level of liquidity, all you need to do is buy out the competition, outsource the R&D to the capitalist market and buy out the competition, and when they won't let you buy them out, then just make their tech.
Stealing isn't working anymore. His latest attempt, Instagram Reels, is just shitty TikTok. Everyone knows it. Everyone hates it. So for the first time in his life, Mark is trying to invent his way out, and he fucking sucks at it. This month, Facebook announced that they were laying off 11,000 employees. 11,000 real people with real lives lost their livelihoods. But Mark, the guy who caused the disaster by wasting $36 billion on a chat room that looks worse than Wii Sports, he's gonna be fine. When Facebook was founded, Mark gave himself special voting shares in the company that ensure he can never be removed as CEO, even for gross stupidity. The dude is not some programming genius from a Sorkin movie, okay? He's just another businessman bozo who figured out how to stay rich and powerful no matter how much he fucks up. Oh, and speaking of massive fuck-ups, let's talk about Sam Bankman-Fried. SBF was the founder and CEO of crypto exchange FTX, and until recently, he was considered a wise sage, the trustworthy visionary who was going to usher us all into a utopian future of crypto finance. Literally just a few months ago, Fortune magazine was calling him the next Warren Buffett, and he got positive headlines for driving a beat-up old car, sleeping on a beanbag chair, and, you guessed it, planning to give all his money to charity. Now, if you saw my last video, you're already smelling the bullshit. But in this case, Sam's uppance came mighty quick. See, FTX was basically a crypto bank. Real people deposited billions of their real dollars into FTX to buy cryptocurrencies. But then, when a bunch of them tried to withdraw their money all at once, FTX didn't have enough cash to pay. Why not? What happened to all that money? Well, it turns out that Sam had given it to one of his other companies, Alameda Research, to gamble on risky crypto bets. And in the meantime, he had filled FTX's balance sheet with a bullshit cryptocurrency that he invented. Like, imagine if your bank filled its vault with Monopoly money and took your deposits to Atlantic City, and you're starting to get the picture. It was the
Banks do that, by the way. Shouts out to Bill Clinton. Except because banks do that, and because we've had instances in the past from a time when banks were able to do that, which shouts out to Bill Clinton one more time for undoing that protection that was set in place, there is additional protocols that Adam knows very well, which he personally covered on the Obama sponsored, executive produced Netflix show, The G Word, like the FDIC.
The sloppiest scam imaginable. Yet, just a few months ago, investors were hanging on to SBF's every word. According to a glowing profile of Sam published just a few weeks ago, on one occasion he wowed the money guys by claiming he was going to turn FTX into a super app where you can do anything you want with your next dollar. You can buy Bitcoin. You can send money to a friend anywhere in the world. You can buy a banana. Now, I'm pretty sure I can
The ANCAP libertarian existence is quite literally just, you know, just like Elon Musk found out on Twitter. The libertarian ANCAP existence is basically saying things will be so much better without regulation, and then finding out very quickly, like sometimes too quickly, after crashing and burning, why you need said regulations in place. Motherfuckers have baby brains, bro. They think that, much like children, that these kinds of restrictions, these regulations, are put in place by annoying people who just like rules, okay? Like, there's this real child-brained attitude that a lot of ANCAPs have that is oftentimes motivated by greed as well and their own bottom lines, where they think like these rules are put forward by the librarian with the librarian bookworm that just likes rules. They're shushing you on purpose only because they want to shush you. Like, no, you fucking idiot. They're shushing you because you're supposed to be reading books in there and you can't really read if it's a loud area. Rules and regulations are created because people that fucking despise rules and regulations originally create things completely devoid of them, and they fucking fail. That's how you arrive at it. Nobody likes rules. It's not a thing that like people are like, oh man, I'm a based rule enjoyer, regulatory mechanism maxing groiper. You know? That's not how that works. Oh man, I'm a rule enjoyer actually. I'm a fan of rules. Like, no, you understand that we need it.
already buy a banana, but the investors ate this shit up. They start going, I love this founder, 10 out of 10, yes! They all probably started high-fiving each other and jerking each other off. I don't know what these fucks do, okay? But then they find out that he was playing League of Legends during the entire meeting. And instead of kicking him out on his ass, you know what they did next? They said that was incredibly impressive and gave the motherfucker $200 million. Why? That's not impressive. That's dumb as shit. Especially because it turns out SBF sucked at League of Legends. The dude never even got out of bronze rank. But they were like, wow.
Okay, chill. I can't speak for League of Legends, but like, let's not start making fun of people who are having a hard time getting out of bronze in, Riot platforms, okay? Can we not do that? I'm just saying. Can we not do that? Can we not? That's just mean. The difference between me and Sam Bankrun Fraud, though, is that, like, the reason why I'm fucking perma stuck in bronze is because I don't play enough video games. That motherfucker, it seems like, was playing a lot of video games, and he was still stuck in bronze. Well, yeah, making fun of bronze players is a slippery slope. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay?
He can bullshit us and get ganked at the same time? Give him all our money. Okay, let's see. A 30-year-old who sleeps on a beanbag chair is way into crypto and sucks at his favorite video game. That's not a genius. That's just everyone's burnout cousin. And just like your cousin, Bankman-Fried is broke as shit now. Of course, that...
And Bankman-Fried is not going to be able to avoid the top of the hour ad break because he's broke as shit unless he has an Amazon Prime account where he can connect that Amazon Prime account or maybe another member in his Polycule's Amazon Prime account to his Twitch account to get one free Prime subscription to use on his favorite streamer. Because at the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, those are the methods, those are the mechanisms that you can use to avoid the ads. You can also get lucky, like Sam Bankman-Fried did. Get lucky with a gifted sub. But if you're not lucky, you can make your own luck by subscribing for $5. Free Prime is $15 a month. Damn, bro, that's crazy. It's like whenever people say, hey, man, free education ain't free. No, dumbass. Everybody has a Prime. Just steal it from your fucking parents. They're not going to use Twitch. I'm in my fat pants. Thank you for the 5 get the subs. Here's a 1-minute ad break now. Making fun of the poor, that's why you make fun of your rank. If my dad found out Ammo was on Twitch, he might use it. That's funny. Also, there's other methods of avoiding the top of the hour ad break, which I am legally not allowed to say. But if you've been on the internet for long enough, it is your duty and your responsibility to know exactly what those fucking methods are. Okay? How many motherfucking times do I have to, just point to things that are on the screen from time to time, some of which that work on the platform?
That doesn't hurt him much. His billions were fake to begin with. But the people he convinced to invest, the folks at home who saw his celebrity endorsements, the FTX patches on the Major League umpires, and the Super Bowl commercial with Larry David saying, don't miss out on crypto.
From what I understand, they're not working that well, though. They're not working consistently, unfortunately, and not at the moment.
They invested their real, actual money, and all of that money is now gone. This motherfucker destroyed people's lives. And you know what? It's easy to look at those people who got hurt and say, well, they kind of deserved it, right? Because they were stupid too. They got fooled by this obvious bullshit artist. And I get that, because a lot of people were smart enough to see the truth about SBF and Elon and Zuck the entire time. You don't need to be a genius to realize that crypto is a scam, or that the metaverse is incoherent, or that the fucking Tesla tunnel isn't going to solve traffic. Just put a train down there, Elon. It's called a subway. God damn it! You just needed to be a little smarter than those three idiots. And a lot of people were. A lot of you watching this video were. And you were screaming to the heavens about it the entire time. But the problem is, our culture, our entire society is run by dudes like this. Privileged, incompetent men who claim to be changing the world when what they're really doing is hoarding power they don't deserve. And so they designed the world we live in to protect them and elevate them and amplify their message. So our media, our corporations, our government, they all bought these guys' bullshit, and then they served it back to us like one of Zuck's smoked meats. Eat